Don't leave the alliance, don't leave. Don't leave. Forward to socialism, forward. Forward. Viva Cuba, viva. Viva. Don't leave Fidel Castro, don't leave. Don't leave. Don't leave Che Guevara, don't leave. Don't leave. Don't leave Jose Marti, don't leave. Don't leave. Amanda. Down with the blockade, down. Down. Down with imperialism, down. Down. Forward to socialism, forward. Forward. Comrades, thank you very much, Comrade Defika, from Friends of Cuba Society. We appreciate that you organized this important gathering today, together with our alliance, Comrade Luis Tipe, the second Deputy President of COSATU, and the National Treasurer of COSATU, Comrade Freda, and all leaders of COSATU present here in their different structures, and the affiliates of COSATU that are here. We appreciate your presence. The leadership of our Young Communist League, led by Comrade Kontin, our National Secretary, and the National Chairman, Comrade Mabuse Mbe, they are all here, and together with Progressive Youth Alliance structures that are present. The leadership of former Cuban students, led by Comrade Megeti, who also shared us a brief message. We appreciate your presence here. I've seen Comrade Sabir from Sudan People's Liberation Movement North, led by General Abdelaziz, a communist. Now, comrades, and all of you who are here, comrades, all protocol observed, we are here today to pledge our undivided solidarity with the Cuban Revolution and the people of Cuba, who are today faced with massive onslaughts by the US administration under Joe Biden. Joe Biden, as president, has followed in the footsteps of Donald Trump, the imperialist monster. They are trying to throttle the Cuban Revolution. Donald Trump left over 243 measures against Cuba, which Joe Biden is implementing to suffocate the people of Cuba, materially, economically, and otherwise. That is why, at this point in time, the Cuban people need our support across the world. Cuba has done enough for the world. We can do a little for Cuba, individually and collectively. Cuba has given itself, has given its soul to humanity. We can just pledge a quarter of our soul of humanity in us, in solidarity with the people of Cuba. Under this current pandemic of COVID-19, in which the Cubans even developed their own vaccine, we have seen the US government and their collaborators denying them to have access to basic things, including sirens, just so that they can inoculate their population with the vaccine that they've developed themselves. They are refusing to import, Cuba to import food into their community. As you know, all other economies worldwide are suffering because of the conditions of COVID-19 and economic operations. They've made it worse for Cuba. We cannot allow a country that acts in a murderous form, the way the US government is acting, and pretend that everything is normal. Nothing is normal with US imperialism and US capitalism and the US administration under Joe Biden. It's an extremely devilish regime. How can a people that have chosen their own system of development that has guaranteed all basic human needs than anywhere else in the world be treated with condemnation the way the Cuban people are? This is unforgivable, comrades. That is why our solidarity with Cuba is our destination. It starts now and forever, and there's no way in which in a single day we will ever abandon Cuba, because Cuba has shown to the world what a revolution is, what a freedom is. It is on this basis that when they are suffering because of this organized mob in Miami, there's many evidence worldwide available, even from the CIA itself, on what they've tried to destroy that revolution. Today, from yesterday, they tried to launch a massive discontent in Cuba, sponsored discontent through their agents, throwing money and other things in order to destabilize Cuban society. We can tell Joe Biden from here, it will never succeed. The Cuban people are more conscious than the millions in America who just continue to follow oppressive system of capitalism in America. Cuba will defend its revolution, but they can do so only if we act to give them strength. That is why our alliance has launched a campaign for South Africans and everybody else to donate foodstuffs, medicine, financial resources, anything that is possible so that we can send them to Cuba. So as they are threatening and they are throttling that revolution, it can have less impact. Life can go on in Cuba. We want also to thank the Cuban doctors and Cuban internationalists who are here and working in South Africa, who have provided the best medical care to our people, almost at a fraction of what we pay South African doctors. We thank you very much. Your contribution is eternal to our heart. These comrades have not only done it here, they have done it all over the world. Comrade Mweket was indicating, they have done it even in the so-called first developed countries of the world, in Europe. They've done it in Latin America, they've done it all over the African continent. This is what humanity should aspire to be, selfless service to humanity, and Cuba has demonstrated by practical example that it can do so. We thank the Communist Party of Cuba. We thank Comrade Miguel and the entire leadership and all the structures in Cuba, and particularly at this point in time, the committees for the defense of the revolution, that despite the hardship that they are facing today because of this blockade imposed measures, the new measures, because these new measures are extremely brutal, comrades. They don't allow even food to enter Cuba. How can states act like that? How can people meet in the United Nations and say they are world leaders, and yet they allow their friends and their partners to collaborate in condemning a people to starvation consciously? This is unacceptable. That is why we have to intensify a continuous solidarity campaign with Cuba to the American Embassy. Next time, Comrade Solly, we need to organize now to go to the American Embassy. It must be a permanent program until the American government removes all those measures against Cuba. And finally, until they remove the blockade. Because as long as this blockade exists, Cuba can never be totally independent. It has freed itself, it's independent in Cuba. But it cannot be allowed that a sovereign nation is treated with disdain the way that we allow the world to treat Cuba. We who claim to be revolutionaries must never ever accept it. That is why all of us must ask our South African government to improve the measures of support and solidarity for the Cuban people. We have tried, Comrade Luisa, but that's not enough. That's not enough at all. It's a fraction of what we spend with imperialist government. Is this Comrade Duma? I thought it's Comrade Duma, this comrade is not. But I wanted to say, we have spent a fraction in support of Cuba as this country. Cuba has spent more for us and for the African continent. Cuba participated actively in our liberation as South Africa, in our liberation as the people of Namibia, as the people of Angola, as the people of Algeria, on this continent, for the people of the Congo. The Cubans took the remains of their dead combatants back to Cuba. They even honored, as I was telling Minister Natin Teto yesterday, they have honored Carlota in Cuba as an African slave who was taken to Cuba with a parent who rose against the Spanish imperialism. They have honored it. This revolution has not even honored it. We also need to honor Cuban combatants and Cuban revolutionaries in this country. Our relationship with Cuba has been made permanent through the blood of our combatants for our freedom. For as long as South Africans every single day enjoy an ounce of freedom, you must know in that ounce of freedom, there's the blood of Cuban that was sacrificed for your freedom as South Africa. So today we cannot stay and do nothing when the Cubans have been condemned by a brutal regime of the USA. We want to thank you, final comrades, for making time today at this short notice to avail yourself to pledge this solidarity with the people of Cuba. Long live the Cuban Revolution, long live! Long live! Down with capitalism, down! Down! Down with the blockade, down! Down! Forward to freedom in Cuba and in the USA particularly, forward! Forward! Forward to freedom in the USA, forward! Forward! Against imperialism, so that the people of the USA must now understand what freedom is. Yesterday, Cuba opened borders. The people of the USA have started to visit Cuba. I can tell you, when they go back, they will never be the same. And they will bring socialism right at the belly of the beast of imperialism in America. Amanda!